they won't get a bed. Insurance won't approve a bed for them for rehab till like a month later. So what do? You end up going back out on the street and getting high. So it's just a revolving door with detox in and out of there before, because you're never going to actually see a bed and see rehab through because insurance won't approve it.
Right.
So I think that's a big problem. I don't know how we're supposed to fix that, but
we address why that is. The reason why that is because of how much rehab costs. The reason rehab costs so much, the reason why more and more rehab are these like getaways for rich people, is because the cost of demonstrating compliance with federal law to be allowed to have a rehab facility costs millions of dollars a year, as opposed to me, just if I have a friend who's ODing and I bring them into my house and I let them cool off, I let them clean out, and I say, here, I'm going to give you food and you're going to stay right there and you're going to get better, and you're going to stay off these drugs. If you want to use drugs, you got to leave my house, but if you want to stay here, you can do that. Under the current system, I can't do that. I can do that with someone on alcohol. I can tell a drunk, hey, listen, cool out, clean out here. Do not bring alcohol into my house. I will feed you, take care of you, whatever else. Get clean, and then we can help you rebuild your life. But with drugs, I can't do that. And that's why so many of these rehab facilities are these like ridiculous like retreat facilities and stuff, because just the cost of them doing it legally in the first place is so high that they go, all right, fine. Well, if I'm going to have to spend this kind of money anyway, I might as well make it into a resort and charge people ridiculous sums of money who can afford it. Whereas the vast majority of addicts who can't not afford that and whose insurance companies won't cover it because it costs so much aren't able to get that care. It goes back to the regulations that drive up the cost in the first place. You get rid of those regulations and the costs go down, so that rehab and detox is something that'll be a lot cheaper and that people can just legally do for their friends and loved ones. Or we could all put together our own rehab facility and say, it's going to be done on a shoestring budget, but we're going to have this apartment and people can go into it and get clean and get the care that they need, or churches with the safe injection centers, whatever. All these things can be done when you get rid of the absurd regulations that did nothing to help anyone.
There's places that won't even take your insurance, which is ridiculous. If you're paying for health insurance, it should cover whatever.
Because they have to wait months and years to be able to get reimbursed for it, and they can't afford that. Get rid of the regulations, the costs go down, people can actually afford the care that they need. And that's true of healthcare across the board, including rehab.